Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. This is Spokes and Spirits. This is your host, Keith.
And Stephanie.
Stephanie, my wonderful co-host over here. How are you doing today?
I am good. I'm ready to go.
Well, I see that. You already have like a pint of beer.
Nope. It's
No?
I'm tricking you. It's a lemon tea.
Really?
Yes.
It looks like it. It looks
I'm
very
not. I'm not
beer-like.
reviewing. I'm not reviewing any beer right now.
Okay. All right.
today.
Well, it's my turn to review, but so
Did you bring something? Did you buy something?
no,
Are
I
you
didn't.
prepared?
Well, I'm reviewing a bice part.
Bug part. Okay.
Yeah,
So
but
no,
I mean-
no beer today. No beer today.
No, we'll switch that up every now and then, I guess, because I like beers as well.
Mm.
But yeah, so what do you have for us today, Steph?
Today, we're keeping it somewhat local for our everybody, but this story made international headlines, and I'm sure you will be familiar with it. It's the story of Alec Minassian and the Yonge Street van attack.
Okay, yeah, we were just talking about
Yeah.
this last week.
Yeah. So, it's kind of a rare occurrence in Canada. We don't have this it's not as frequent as the States, but we do have our fair share of these kind of violent crimes as well.
Well, it's the only one that I can recall. I don't think there's ever been a vehicle attack in Canada
Yeah.
other than this one.
How about the one that just happened in Vancouver?
Okay, well, other than that
Right.
one,
Yeah, that one, I
So,
mean, that
very
one,
rare.
they're quite rare, and this was probably one of the first ones. So are you ready to go?
absolutely.
Okay.
And speaking of that Vancouver attack, that might be something that we can talk about.
For
in
a
the future.
future
Yeah,
future podcast.
sure.
That's true.
All right, let's hear your story.
All right. On a sunny afternoon in April 2018, quiet Toronto neighborhood turned into a nightmare. Okay. I'm not sure if this is quiet neighborhood, but you're familiar with it, right? It's kind of
It's uptown, isn't it?
Yeah,
Or
it's
is it
uptown. It's
Midtown?
north. I call it concrete jungle because it's literally like a whole bunch of high rises, followed by ground floor little shops and restaurants and that kind of thing. But it's pure concrete with a lot of high rises, and some people work. I think there's a government building around there. It's near Mel Lastman Square. It's also, if people are familiar, it's also near Finch Station. So it's in and around that area. And why it turned into a nightmare is because within minutes, 10 people were dead, 16 injured, and the country was left in shock. And the man behind it all, a 25-year-old named Alec Minassian, who drove a rental van down Yonge Street with a clear and deadly purpose. What drove him to do it? Was it mental illness, ideology, or something more complex? Today, we're diving into the Yonge Street van attack, the man behind the wheel, the lives lost, and what it means for our understanding of extremism in the digital age. April 3rd, 2018, 1:26 p.m. Witnesses described it as a surreal. A white Ryder rental van mounted the curb near Finch Avenue and Yonge Street in Toronto, accelerating down sidewalks and plowing into pedestrians. For more than 2 kilometers, Alec Minassian didn't slow down. He swerved to hit people purposefully, systematically. Emergency calls flooded in and chaos unfolded. In just under 10 minutes, 10 people were dead. 8 women, 2 men. Age ranging from 22 to 94. 16 more were injured, some critically. It was the deadliest mass killing in Canada since École Polytechnique massacre in 1989. And that one, if I remember correctly, it was by gun.
The shooting,
The shooting, and
It's
it
like
was
Columbine.
women. Yeah, it was women that were killed on
Well,
a
women
university
in
campus.
hijab, right? Like, I think it was a hate crime from what I remember.
I thought, from what I remember, it was just targeted against women. Maybe that's why they drew the parallel. Who is Alec Minassian? So who is he? He was born in 1992 in Richmond Hill, Ontario, and he is described as a socially awkward, intelligent, and quiet. Diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder, Manassian had trouble with social cues and interpersonal relationships from an early age. He wasn't violent, he didn't have a criminal record, and he attended Seneca College for computer science and was set to graduate. On the surface, he appeared just like any other student. But beneath that exterior, something darker was brewing, something the internet helped feed. This is where the incel motive came up with. Shortly after the attack, Manassian posted on Facebook, "The incel rebellion has begun. We will overthrow all the Chads and Stacys. All hail the supreme gentleman, Elliot Rodger."
And
That
just
post,
to interrupt you there, Stephanie,
yes.
I just want to explain what incel is to the listeners. It is called sex.
So after this post on Facebook, it was quickly deleted, but not before police and the world saw it. It referenced the incel movement, which is, as you explained, it's short for involuntary celibate, an online subculture of mostly men who express frustration, resentment, and even hatred towards women and sexually active men. So I guess the Chads are the sexually active men. Elliot Rodger, if the audience is not aware, he was the man that Manassian he mentioned, and that he killed 6 people in California in 2014 in what was called a revenge attack against women who rejected him. So Manassian called Rodger a hero. He saw himself as a soldier in what he believed was a culture war against sexual rejection and loneliness. But here's where it gets complicated. Was this truly an ideological extremism, or was it a manifestation of untreated psychological disorder? Remember, we mentioned at the beginning that he had autism.
Which I didn't know, actually. That's news to me.
Yeah, he had autism, but again, he wasn't violent, right? So this was like kind of a snap thing that happened in his life. After the attack, Manassian was arrested within minutes. In his police interview, which was publicly released, he calmly described his motive. He smiled at times. He was methodical, emotionless. Detective Rob Thomas, the interrogator, played it very brilliantly. He used empathy and patience to draw out the details. And I think that was important, that he wasn't shot down like maybe a lot of times that when you see it, this happened on the news, on American news, that they would do that, right? Cops, they would just kind of shoot and ask questions later if they know exactly who was the one doing the crime. But from a video clip that I did see, the police officer who stopped him knew that it was important to keep the perpetrator alive because they wanted to find out why. Why? What was the motive behind this? Because it seemed very random.
I think the policies are a little bit different up here as well. They're more cautious in using lethal weapons, right? Like as much as possible. They were trained to de-escalate the situation.
Yeah. But the crime clip, the clip that I did see, I believe it was on YouTube. It was like a body camera or something. They did explain that he purposely didn't, like he had to restrain himself from shooting the person driving the van because he knew that it was wouldn't want important.
To.
Yeah.
Right.
He admitted to planning the attack for a month. He chose a van, the location, and the time. He wanted to create maximum impact. So if you know anything about this area, I think there's a lot of offices around. So of course, they would be like, people would be frequenting Yonge Street, like getting lunch or maybe going on a walk because there's a lot of condos around that area. So, I mean, it's a main street. It's like the longest street.
I have a friend that lives in that area.
Right there?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know
close
how
to Mel
busy it is.
I've walked around there.
Yeah. So you know exactly how busy it is in around that time, that lunch period time. Manassian, he also claimed to have no remorse. So during the trial, he was charged with 10 counts of first-degree murder and 16 of attempted murder. His defense argued that he should be found not criminally responsible due to his autism spectrum disorder. This led to a complex legal and ethical debate. Can someone with autism fully understand the moral wrongness of such an act? Does having developmental disorder excuse mass murder? The judge ultimately ruled that Minassian was criminally responsible. She found that while autism shaped his worldview, it did not impair his ability to know right from wrong. In 2021, he was sentenced to life in prison with no chance of parole for 25 years. And I know a lot of you will probably think to yourself, like, hey, he killed 10 people, and, that's kind of basically like one life sentence for killing one person. So in a way, it's kind of it's not fair, but I mean, I'm not too familiar with the rules. Yeah, it's not the states, but that was his sentence. So let's not forget the lives that were lost. It wasn't just a psychological case study, but it's also an ideological warning. These people were mothers, grandmothers, students, and professionals. And I was looking up just before we came on, I was looking up the people who were the victims. And I know there was a girl who was a young woman who was 30 years old, and she loved to volunteer. There was also an 80-year-old grandmother. There was a Korean, like an international student. So it was just a range of people who were killed, and not just women as he was targeting. The city of Toronto came together in mourning. A vigil was held, flowers placed, and stories shared. The city did not forget. The Minassian case, it forces us to confront a troubling reality. Extremism doesn't only grow in dark corners of the world, it's nurtured in online forums, subreddits, and anonymous threads. So I remember, did you ever watch the, who's that guy? That comedian.
Ben?
He's Italian. His name escapes me right now, but he's really funny. No. He's Italian and he's American. But basically he was saying that, today all things that you would not even think of are just out there in the open, like people who have diaper fetishes, or people who like to dress up as babies, all because of the internet. Oh, Sebastian Maniscalco. That was
I've never heard of this comedian.
You've never heard of him? He's amazing.
I have to look. Yeah, I'll check him out.
Yeah, you have to look him up. But he does a lot of physical kind of comedy with his face and his reactions and everything like that. Because he said back when I was, when I was a kid, these kind of people, if you walked around dressed like a baby, or if you were a man who dressed like a woman, you'd be thrown in some sanitarium or something like that. But now with the internet, it seems like that's a place where people kind of could find each other and stuff like that. So
it's
who
the
knows?
Norm for the internet.
It's the norm. You kind of feel normal, right? If you have other people who have the same beliefs. So who knows if it was not for the internet, if this kind of crime would have still been committed. So the internet gave Minassian a community that validated his anger. It turned alienation into ideology, and it raised urgent questions for governments, platforms, and educators. How do we detect this kind of quiet radicalization before it turns violent? So although Alek Minassian, he may spend the rest of his life behind bars, but the echoes of his actions are still felt today. In the safety of our streets, in the conversations about mental health and misogyny, and in the growing need to understand the intersection between loneliness, ideology, and violence. This has been Inside the Mind. If you found today's episode insightful, subscribe and leave a review. And remember, understanding is the first step towards prevention.
Yeah, that's tragic.
Yeah, it's very tragic. And what this story, I know it kind of glossed over his background, but I also remember watching a documentary where he did try to enroll in the Royal Military College, and he was very he was obsessed with the guns, getting access to the guns. And of course you don't get when you just because you got into the Royal Military College, you don't just get to shoot guns right away. So he was being put through, the drills and everything, anything that the military people would do. And he couldn't even cut the military training. He couldn't wake up on time. He wasn't regimented enough. And he eventually dropped out. But in that clip, it did also mention that he had an obsession with getting his hands on guns. So that was a thing. And I'm sure his parents knew that there was something about his autism and that, he didn't have maybe a lot of friends, or he didn't have a girlfriend being 25 years old. So I'm sure his parents knew that there was something wrong, but, and, maybe they thought he would grow out of it or something. But, in a way, as a parent, I think you should also monitor these kind of things that are a little bit abnormal. I think there's a difference between being like an outcast versus being like constantly online all the time or expressing some kind of, views that are not normal. So I think some of you could correct me if I'm wrong, but do you think some of the blame should be laid on his parents as well for not kind of tracking him, or, what do you think, Keith?
I think they take some of the blame because Probably. Speaking as a parent, it is our responsibility to raise good people, right? Mm-hmm. And sometimes you tend to overlook small things if you have that kind of mentality. And it usually, like, oh, he'll grow out of it. Well, what if he doesn't? Like, you have to be, it's tough, right? Like, it's hard to explain it. Like, you have to be watchful enough, but you also need to leave them enough room for them to realize how things should be in the world so they can have room to grow. You can't be like, you know how Asian parents are, right? They're always on the kid, right? And sometimes that's also bad. Just, a perfect example for that would be that Markham woman who, which might be a future topic for us. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I'll keep on going.
She is from Markham. She's Asian.
Was it the girl who planned to kill her parents?
Yes. Well,
but you know what? But there was, if we're talking about the same Jennifer
Lamb or Pan?
And but there was nothing wrong with her. Well, nothing like, maybe she was a psychopath, but there was nothing like she didn't have autism or whatever.
No, yeah, that's
but she
true.
Was
but
lying.
Also,
she was leading a double life, which kind of caused
it was the
her...
opposite of watching the kids too much and not giving them enough room to grow. Whereas this fellow that we're talking about, I have a feeling that the parents probably notice some red flags, but they probably just kind of set it aside and be like, oh, let him grow out of it. You have to find that perfect balance where you're not too overbearing and you're not too...
And I think it depends on some certain cultures. They're kind of, there's a stigma still attached to mental illness or autism, developmental disorders, and maybe they just didn't know how to handle it, But I think by 25, he should have, they should have known that there was something not right with him, because I think he also, he was still in school at this time, and you should be done school, by 25. So I know it said he was very smart, and I don't doubt it. But like, if you see the footage of the interview, you could tell this guy's not normal.
There's a footage of the interview?
Yeah, there is. Yeah. And he has like no emotion.
It's hard to watch because, knowing the fact of what he did.
Yeah, I think
maybe that's why I never really searched it up. I get uncomfortable.
Yeah, maybe, but he has absolutely no emotion, right? And I knew some people growing up, and I knew there was something wrong with them. I don't know at the time, like, I don't know what was their disorder or whatever, but I think some of these people, they do appear as though they have no feeling. I feel like they don't know how to express themselves, or not being able to take the social cues. Like, that's a big part of their disorder. And they also kind of don't look at you in the face when you're communicating. Like, their communication is like a little bit off, and kids can sense that, so they kind of tend to you're either made fun of or people stay away from you, your peers. So that was the tragic case of the victims that died from this or were injured from the Yonge Street van attack.
And we pray for the victims.
Yeah, and Keith, I will also send you just before I popped on. I also saw this very cool, it's an interactive kind of timeline that the Star did, I believe, a year after the attack. And I'll send you the link to that. So maybe you could include the link.
Social media.
Yeah, you could
which is also not
link.
up.
Oh, that's fine.
It will be up. Soon it will be up. I promise people.
But just add the link, and it's a very cool, like it gives firsthand account of people who witnessed the attack. So I'll send you that link as well.
Okay, we'll do that.
So what are you going to review today?
Well, today we're going to review...
What bike part?
It's not a bike part. Today I'm going to review the bike.
Oh, okay. The bike that you have, or is another...
The bike that I'm using right now. It's the Decathlon Tri-Band RC100.
Okay.
I wrote a review, so I'm going to read it off.
Can you...
Yeah, go ahead. You're freezing. 1 second.
Hello?
Stephanie, you're frozen. Yeah, you're cut off.
I'm frozen?
Yeah.
I'm cut off? Okay.
Probably both of us.
Okay. Is it okay now?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
Maybe I'll switch it to low latency. 1 second. No, we can keep talking. Yeah. Okay. For both of us.
Does this bike still exist? Can you buy it right now?
Yes, you can. It's actually the cheapest model that Decathlon has.
Okay. And just to give people an idea, how much are you talking about when you say cheap?
So bikes can range, well, depending if you're buying used or brand new, but let's stay at the brand new spectrum of things. The cheapest bikes that you can get brand new is probably $200, but that's
really cheap.
It's cheap, but it's more than likely made out of steel, really cheap parts. We're talking like Walmart brand type of bikes.
So it is possible to get a bike for $200.
Absolutely. But will it be a good bike? Questionable.
Well, it'll definitely be heavier than hell, that's for sure.
Right. So more than likely not. You can technically turn any bad bike into a good bike if you, I guess, put care enough to set it up properly and give it like proper components.
But I mean, if the frame is heavy, the frame is going to be heavy. You know, you can't really change that.
You can't change that. You can change the parts around the frames. Is that you? You're typing? Oh, okay.
Yes,
yeah, you can change the parts around the frames, but even still, the frame is the biggest part of the bike. So the ride quality will be definitely dependent on the frame that you bought.
Right.
So yeah, this is my bike. So it's my first, no, not my first road bike, but I had a road bike before.
Okay, what happened to that one?
That one, it was given to me. It was a really good bike too. It's like a blue Colnago 1985. Okay. So it's like a legit Italian road bike.
Steel. So what happened to that? How come you're not riding that now? I didn't care
much about it.
Okay.
I think I wanted a mountain bike back then. This is during high school.
Okay.
Yeah, I just thought like road bikes were for older people.
Okay.
So it wasn't really, a cool thing for me, I guess. But I realize now that, road bikes are faster. And if you're riding on the road, they're faster than mountain bikes. Yeah, so I had that. I think I ended up giving it away. Or I just gave it to like Salvation Army or some sort of thrift store. I can't remember. So yeah, that was my first road bike. This one is my first road bike when I started getting more into cycling again.
Okay.
So,
and did you look into, before you bought this bike, did you look into a lot of different other models or stores or whatever?
I did, yeah. So this bike was actually not the choice that I want. Like, it's not the one that I wanted to buy, but unfortunately at the time, this was during, I think I mentioned this before on a previous episode, but it was the only bike available at that time.
Really?
Yes. So instead of me waiting for stock to get back, and luckily I didn't wait because bikes were out for about 2 years, I think.
Did you look into Marketplace or whatever? Did you look into secondhand?
No, I wanted to get brand new.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not too big on secondhand because sometimes they don't fit you well.
Right. And it's just whatever's there,
whatever's there, right? So this one I actually I bought the correct size for my height.
Okay. And did you physically go into the store to buy it, or did you just buy it online?
No, I went to the store.
Okay.
Went to the store, picked it up there, sat on it, rode it around.
Good.
Can ride. I missed the Decathlon because you can do that in the store, but now the stores are closed. You have to buy it online. You're not even sure how it feels.
And how do you even buy? I guess you could just do it by measurement, right? But
yeah, they would have a chart, and depending on how tall you are.
But you can't. That's not a great way to see if like you're going to be upright, if you're going to be hunched over, or how it's going to fit your body in that way.
You would see like the actual geometry of the bike, so you can just base it off of that. And more than likely, if it's so you know how there's like several types of road bikes. So there's like an enduro, which is kind of like what you and I are riding right now. The frame is a little bit more upright.
Okay.
It's not an enduro, sorry. I meant to say endurance bike. Enduro is a mountain bike, which we'll talk about in another episode.
I don't know anything about mountain bikes.
Yeah, you will, but in the future, I guess I'll start talking about it.
Okay, sure.
So you have the endurance bike, which is like meant for like grand fondos or just like recreational riding. It's a little more upright. And then you have like the full-on race bikes where you're more lower at the front end because aerodynamics, right? The lower you are at the front, the less wind resistance you would have. And then you have your gravel bikes, and then your cyclocross bikes, and then your all-road bike, which is like an endurance bike, but you can also take it off-road kind of thing.
So how did you settle back into wanting a road bike?
Well, if I wanted to ride far. I wanted to ride far and fast.
Okay.
Right? And Tour de France. Enough said.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
I just thought I didn't think wearing Lycra was cool, but after watching GCN, this YouTube channel that I guess it's the biggest influence for me to get back into cycling, I thought Lycra was cool. And just the idea of traveling fast and far with the power of your own two legs and maybe a couple of rolls of burritos, it's good. Right? I love it. I'm fascinated about it.
Or some beers, right?
Or beers.
Or coffee.
It's a social thing too, right? Like if you ride with people.
For sure.
I mean, that's how we became fast friends. We rode bikes and we loved beer. What else could it be?
So you chose this bike, like you went to the store, you rode it around, it was all good, and
I didn't actually like it.
Oh, okay.
On its like stock form.
Okay.
It's definitely for like if you're like on a tight budget and you just want to ride around on a road bike, this would be great because the components are not that bad.
You said cheap bikes are $200. So how much, just to give everybody an idea, how much was this bike?
When I bought it, it was $480 plus tax. So it's a little bit
still not bad. Yeah,
it's more
definitely higher than 200.
Right, and it's Decathlon, right? So it's
right.
It's cheap, but the quality is there. Like when they design these bikes, it's not like a cookie cutter where they just grab a frame from this company and then grab some components from this company and put it together.
Okay.
They actually design the frame or whatever component is part of it. They designed it in Flanders in France.
Okay. And how was the material?
Material is great.
Material's great. Okay.
Sturdy. It's an aluminum bike. It has some Shimano components.
Okay.
Actually, just one Shimano component, I think. It was the rear derailleur, and everything else is in-house. I think the brakes are not. The brakes are Tektro brakes, which is not too bad because they are modeled with having Shimano brakes in mind.
Okay.
So it kind of looks like a Shimano brake. The quality is probably a little less than Shimano, but I mean, they still stop great.
Okay.
The wheels are just your regular box wheels, also from Decathlon. Everything else. And it doesn't have those regular brake shifters that most bikes have. It has it was installed on the handlebar itself, and it kind of reminds me of you remember the old school shifters, the downshifters?
Like the ones that you
push exactly.
forward?
So it's like that, but it's mounted on the handlebar.
Okay.
and it was 7-speed, 1-by. So there's only one chainring at the front, but we're talking like 44 at the front. And it's, I believe it was a 13 to 28 at the back. So, it's not really a good bike for hilly locations. But if you got the legs, you can definitely do it. I mean,
so what did you said you didn't like it as is. What did you not like about the bike when you bought it?
So the number one complaint that I have was the shifters.
Okay.
The shifters were placed right in front of my knees. Because, the handlebars are low, right?
Low, yeah.
And they stick out. So whenever I get off the saddle, when I'm climbing, I would hit it with my knee and it will shift. Okay. So those are when I was upgrading the bike, those were the first ones to go.
But obviously this is not something that you didn't like right from the beginning, right? It took you a while to ride it, and then you kind of discovered the things, the little
Exactly, yeah. I didn't know in the beginning.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
That's why they normally place those levers at the down tube, right? Okay. Where it's traditionally located. If you put it at the down tube, you're not going to hit it with your knee unless you purposely hit it with your knee.
And do you know if they've kind of changed these things? If you were to buy the bike now, today, are they still the same?
Yeah.
They didn't make any of the changes?
No, you would have to buy. So if you wanted the shifters to go on the levers or the brake hoods, it'll be the model up. So it'll be the Tri-Band RC, I think it's 800.
Okay.
So that one has 2 chain rings. And I think it's a 11 to 34 at the back, and it's an 8-speed versus 7-speed for this one.
Okay. So after you bought it, you'd figure out what things you didn't like and then change them out.
I had extra money, right? Because I was ready to drop $3,000 on a brand
were you?
bike. Yeah.
Crazy.
So instead of doing that, since that's the only bike that they had, because of the bike shortage, because of the pandemic, I ended up just buying that, and everything has changed now. Mm-hmm. So the parts that I've been reviewing for the past episodes, those are the bike parts that I've installed on this bike. It's literally just the frame and the brakes.
The original.
That are the original parts. I didn't bother changing the brakes because the brakes are great, even if they're budget oriented. Tektros. If you guys ever see Tektros out there, you should go get it. That's to really, maybe a separate review next time, but Tektros are great.
Okay.
Other than that, everything's changed. Handlebars, it had a steel fork, so that probably added a lot of weight.
Oh, okay. Probably, yeah.
Stock,
What's the frame? The frame is aluminum?
The frame's aluminum, yeah.
Okay.
So the fork was steel. Swap that over to carbon fiber. Swap the handlebars to carbon fiber. Swap the
I know
seat
you
post
swapped out your seat.
Fiber. Yeah, seat is now Cell Italia.
Okay.
It comes with B-twin stock, which is not a bad seat. I still have it as a backup just in case I break my saddle. I still have the wheels as well, and I think I still have the old group set. I still have all the old parts. Okay. They are spare parts just in case something breaks down.
Right. So is this, would you recommend this as a bike if somebody's looking to get into road bikes?
Yeah.
Okay.
If they're not planning to race, or I think, it's just the racing. You can race with this bike, but I wouldn't recommend it because of that shifter. When you're sprinting, it can get dangerous because you might hit it with your knee.
Okay.
If you switch it over, you can get those brake hoods for cheap. If you want just the most basic upgrade, I would get rid of those shifters and use the brake shifters instead. And then you can probably race with it.
Has the price gone up significantly since you purchased it originally? I'm just curious, because how they always say inflation, blah, blah, blah,
Let's see, actually. I'm curious. I bought it for $480.
Yeah.
And see what it is now. Tri-Band RC.
When you...
Oh, there's a 120.
What are these numbers?
It's $390. No, it's it's cheaper now. I think because
the price is cheaper?
The price went down, maybe because of the older model. It's an older model.
Okay.
And also, there's no more bike shortage. I think there still is, but it's not as relevant as it used to back in the pandemic days.
Okay.
But yeah, the bike is cheaper. It's only like $380. And now they have one in between the RC900 and the RC100. It's the RC120, which is disc brakes. And it comes with brake shifters on the levers. None of that.
The fact that it went down was very unusual.
Waited.
Then you wouldn't have been cycling all this time.
Yeah, that's true. Right? Well, I could just buy like a secondhand bike, I guess, but whatever.
Yep.
It is what it is. My bike is worth more than what it is when I bought it now. Deep section wheels and everything. It's fast now.
So no regrets, right, Keith?
No.
Buying this bike?
No regrets. This bike is going to be, if I buy a new bike, this bike will be a trainer bike and it will stay indoors.
Okay, got it.
But yeah, highly recommended. If you guys want to get started with road biking, you can use this for Grand Fondos. You can use it for group rides. Again, I wouldn't recommend it for racing, but if you do switch out the shifters, then you can definitely race with this one.
Okay.
Bike packing
as well. Thank you for your review.
Yeah.
And now people know to.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Now, so it's only online now. You can only buy this bike online.
Right. Yeah. Because Decathlon switched over to online only.
Okay. And how does the delivery go? Can they deliver to your house or does it deliver? I guess it doesn't make sense.
There's no more brick and mortars, right?
So yeah, there's no more.
They go straight to your house. And most of the time, it's just a $10 shipping fee. And depending on how much you spend, that shipping becomes free. So if you order a bike, it's probably going to be free.
And then for our female riders, is there a female version
of this bike? There is.
Okay.
The female version is called... Let's see here. It's still a Tri-Band, I think. But Tri-Band...
I think all their bikes are Tri-Band or Riverside or something like that, right?
So... Tri-Band is the entry level, and then Van Rysel is the the professional level. So they actually have a team in the professional peloton right now using Decathlon bikes under the Van Rysel brand.
Okay.
So
and then Riverside is their cruiser bikes or something, or their chill bikes?
Hybrids.
Yeah.
Gravel bikes is Riverside. So the women's version is called the Tri-Band
EDR as in endurance?
Endurance something road.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what EDR stands for, but I'm pretty sure E is for endurance.
Maybe EDR is endurance, no?
Well, yeah, that's right. It's not an acronym for anything. EDR is just the endurance. It's an endurance bike.
Maybe.
Yeah. It's pretty much same components. I think it has 8-speed, but it doesn't have the lever shifters. It has the proper brake hood shifters. It looks good. It looks similar to my bike, but it's white.
Okay. And it doesn't have that bar right at your crotch, right? Not for the women.
No, it does. It's a road bike.
No. The bar, how it differentiates the men from the women's bike. The men's bike is
it doesn't apply for road bikes.
Straight bar right across.
It has a straight bar right across, but it's the saddle is meant for women. The geometry is meant for women. Usually that rule will apply to like cruisers or commuter bikes. They would have like the bar across. I mean, look at your bike. You have a straight bar.
No, my bar has like the two diagonal.
Two diagonal. What is that?
Just look at it. Just look at it next time. It doesn't have, because I was trying to ride another one of our friends' bikes. I was trying to ride Raj's bike, and he has, the standard, I don't know, the bar right across.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, how about if I fall and I hit my crotch right at the straight bar? So
you have that on your bike.
Yeah, I know, but it's more dropped. It's
dropped.
Yeah,
it's an endurance bike. So my bike is also a little bit more dropped because it's endurance. Once it starts going straight, your riding position will be more leaning forward.
Upright.
It's less upright. So if you look at like the pure racing road bikes, the top bar is almost straight.
Okay.
Right? Because they want you to be more aggressive, more aero. It's not really aimed for comfort. It's aimed for speed. Right? Our bikes, well, what I did to mine is I sliced off the top part of the fork so I can have a lower stem. The stem is where your handlebars connected. I'm trying to make it a little bit lower at the front, even if the frame itself is designed for endurance.
And it worked, right?
That still worked, yeah, because I extended the stem is longer than what it came with. It came with 90 millimeter stem. So with the 90 millimeters, I'm more upright. So it's almost like riding one of those flat bar bikes, right? When I changed the stem to like, I think I have 120 now. So it's this
That's long. Significantly longer.
So I'm stretched more forward, right?
Okay.
I'm a little lower. It took a while for me to get used to it. I shouldn't have done that because the first few months that I started riding it that way, I was getting like pains all over my body.
Yeah.
Not properly positioned, right? But I guess I got used to it. Yeah, if you guys are gonna slam your stem, do it gradually. Don't just don't go for it right away unless you're willing to go through the pain.
Okay.
Of riding.
Got it. I won't be doing any of this stuff anyways.
No. It's okay. Leave your bike as it is.
Yeah. Okay, thank you for your review, and I hope that our listeners have gotten some stuff out of either the crime portion or your bike portion, or both.
And yeah, if you guys have any questions about bike repairs or
ask Keith, don't ask me.
Yeah, that would be the person. But if you have any questions about real estate or restaurants, Stephanie here used to.
But that means you have to be you have to be kind of local, right?
Yeah, you have to be local. So this is
don't ask me about restaurants in your own city because I.
But I mean, like if we have people traveling here.
Yeah.
Like sure, it's going to be worldwide. So if you guys are ever coming down to the Toronto area, Stephanie will definitely recommend a few places.
I'll give you some recommendations.
Or wines, or beers, or breweries.
Yes, or both.
That's Stephanie's thing. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So how do we close?
Next week? We are.
Next week it's mine.
Yeah. Do you have any idea what you're going to be doing? What you're going to be talking about?
No.
Okay. Thank you for your honesty.
But, well, yeah, I'm kind of drawing a blank right now. Who else?
That's okay. You still have days to think about it.
Yeah, there's plenty of days.
Plenty of days.
Yeah. I'll surprise you.
Okay. I like those kind of surprises. Okay. So see you next time, everybody.
Yes. Thank you for listening, and have a good evening. Stay safe always.
Good night.
Good night. Or good morning, or good evening, whatever time
you're
listening.
Whatever time.
Good morning after evening. Okay. Bye.
Bye.